I know today's theme is one of my favorite, which is appreciation. So I quickly do want to appreciate Ellen Gray because my sister is a recipient of the bursary student of Erin Gray, who has practiced to do well in the interviews when she came. At that time I was at Stanley and I too was recruiting for bursary students who are looking for sponsorship. So appreciation for the good work. And No-Valo, absolutely appreciate the space, the journey, the intent. I have had the pleasure of being a facilitator for No-Valo just before I joined African Bank, getting back to corporate. So I'm in a good seat to understand the background and the facilitation, the training method and the intent, and you are the typical partner that African Bank would love to work with. Besides that, you're an African female, but an SME that is in a space that does things with quality.
Everybody has a part to play, and that's why we have events such as this, right? Because even here, there are multiple stakeholders, people that you can connect the dots essentially with in various ways. Because as you say, without the universities, without, we partner with, you guys are a stakeholder, without a No-Valo, that success for that particular student might not be as great as what you ultimately want.
Yeah.
One of the biggest challenge we see is that first-year students always struggle, transitioning from high school to higher learning. That's very crucial. And so in that, what we realized, and before we actually partnered with No-Valo, we had a very high rate of failures. And when we looked at it, it was first years. And, what we did as a student village, we became very transparent. Transparency is very important to our funders to say, look, this is what we've seen. You can tell from the report that we have a lot of first years that are failing. So in this case, what do? We then, approached No-Valo, and it has really become very useful, and the evidence is there. The results speak for themselves because there's been improvement over the years that we've been with you guys, and that's the biggest challenge. And then I think one other thing that we've seen is even after joining with you, we have this group that we are funding, and we've seen that as much as your caretakers will call them and say you have a session on Saturday, they don't attend. So that is the biggest challenge, because you are failing, but there is help. You've got all the resources, you don't want to use them. So that is the biggest challenge that we had, and we'd really like to thank your caretakers for really doing the job on our behalf, and actually reaching out to say, look, if you don't do this, we are going to be in touch with your funder and they're not going to be happy.
Second one has to do with excellence and innovation, and then the third one has to do with collaboration. And that is why along the years we have maintained around 4.6 average satisfaction rating over 5 from all the end users, because they are seeing that.
The following year, 2023, I got an internship in a company, or should I say an organization, and No-Valo was involved again. And then we had an opportunity to work with them, the journey, which was not easy for us, because it was me with a physical disability and the other 4 with a hearing impairment. So firstly, just had to teach us how to communicate with each other, because they were using sign language and I couldn't. But she came in between, and she taught us in a way that I still don't understand, but we were eventually able to be friends and communicate, and to such an extent that she became our best friend, like not only our facilitator, but I think she broke the boundary of being a facilitator. She was a person that we went to and we spoke to because there was a lot happening there, and we felt like we were outsiders, and every Friday was like, yes, Jess is coming and we're going to enjoy ourselves.
So that is No-Valo, and we are grateful for having people like you. Because without people like you, we wouldn't be here.